Hey everybody, Belinda Sandor here, also known as RocketGirl. Today we're going to talk about WordPress. Welcome to the RocketGirl Show. I am Belinda Sandor, also known as RocketGirl, and today we're going to talk about some things that you can do if you're interested in learning WordPress. So for those of you who are joining me for the first time, I am the founder of the VA Connection, where I coach and mentor aspiring and established virtual assistants to create, grow, and scale their businesses as virtual assistants. And I do this in my free online community, the VA Connection, my courses, and my coaching program. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. Today I'm going to be your host for the RocketGirl Show. This is my weekly live stream show that airs every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. And each episode of the RocketGirl Show is packed with useful information about what it takes to get your business to the next level, whether you're just starting out or you've been in business for a while. So we're streaming everywhere. We are on Facebook. We are on LinkedIn. We are on Twitter. We are on YouTube. And if you are watching on YouTube, I would love for you to click the subscribe button and the bell, because we have free trainings every single week on our YouTube channel. And I would love for you to come join us. All right. I don't want you to miss a thing. All right, good. So Frederica's here from Key Biscayne. Hello, everybody. Come on in and tell me where you are. Okay, where you are. So today we're going to talk about some things you need to do if you're interested in learning WordPress. Now, WordPress is a big topic, okay? And it's important to know that. But in order to jump in, you need to do just that. And it might feel a little bit like jumping in, to a very deep pool. So when I first launched my VA business back in 2010, one of the first things I did for myself was I built a WordPress website. And, I knew my business needed a website, and I chose to build it myself because I just had this feeling that if I could master the fundamentals, I would be able to help a lot of clients with WordPress. And I want to be clear. I'm not talking about like CSS coding here, right? This is the whole style sheet. I'm talking about moving around in native WordPress and updating websites, adding new pages, changing pictures, updating text, adding testimonials, things like that. So changing an already existing website. But in order to do that, you need to kind of jump in. All right. Now, the first thing I want you to do, if you're interested in learning, well, first I want to talk about WordPress versus Square versus, what is it, guys? What's the other one? OMG. You'll tell me. What is the other one? Square that everybody uses. Anyway, tell me in the chat. Here's what I want to talk about. The reason I chose WordPress was that at the time I chose it, Wix, thank you. At the time I chose it, it was very mainstream. Now, I had a little PTSD about websites, and I'll tell you why. When I had my business before I was RocketGirl, it was called Blueberry Babies, and I sold baby products online. I had a Yahoo store because Shopify hadn't been invented. Like, this was the dark ages, right? 2001. And the Yahoo store was the option, and it was not written in a language that I understood. It wasn't written in HTML. It was written in RTML, or I don't even know. But it was something that was very proprietary. You had to be a coder to do it, and it was really expensive. So every time I needed something changed to my website, it was massively expensive. And so I decided that I was going to use what at the time was the most mainstream platform, because I wanted to have a variety of people that I could hire if I needed to help me, because I didn't want to feel held hostage. I definitely felt like I was held hostage by this highly specialized platform. So that's always something to think about when you're moving into software applications. Are there a lot of people who can help me with this? Or is there just like 3 guys who live in Maine and are $500 an hour? What's the situation? So just keep that in mind. I'm exaggerating, obviously. All right. So that's why I chose WordPress. Now, Wix is also a good platform. The key there is that you're literally dragging and dropping and moving things around real time on the web page. I do not know how to do that. That is not a skill I'm comfortable with. Graphics and being creative in that way. Creativity for me happens more in Excel than it does, with graphics. So very much, Wix is a good platform, and Square can be, or Squarespace, I think they keep changing the name, can be a good platform as well. The thing that I have found, though, over and over and over with my 20,000 hours, billable hours as a virtual assistant, is that WordPress is the most expansive. It's the one that you can do the most with. And the other thing is, I have found with Wix and Square, they keep nickel and diming you, like, it's only this much, but then if you want to sell something, it's that much. And if you want an extra page, it's this much. And, it just keeps you keep going up the scale, where with WordPress, you can pretty much do everything you want with the free version, with free plugins. And if you're going to get really, tricked out, which you don't need to do running a virtual assistant business, there are plugins that are very affordable. At one point, I set up a functionality on a WordPress website so that I could sell tickets. And it was a little complicated, but we did it. And it was $82 a year for the subscription, right? To do this pretty tricked out thing that was beautifully executed. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at the pricing. WordPress is free. You do want to use a hosting account like Bluehost, HostGator, GoDaddy, versus hosting it on WordPress, because your functionality, if you host on WordPress, yes, it's free, but you're not going to be able to use the plugins and other functionality that's going to be really important to experiencing WordPress. So keep in mind that the hosting itself can be as little as $3 or $5 a month. So this is not a big investment. Okay. All right. So the first thing I want you to do when you decide that you want to learn WordPress is I want you to open a hosting account. All right. So make one of those choices. And I want to explain something that I ended up doing later as I was learning. Sometimes you can get web hosting accounts. I know you can do this at HostGator for sure, where you can have one website or you can have unlimited or multiple websites. Now, I ended up going with the multiple website option. And the reason I did that is I had my RocketGirl Solutions website that I was working on, but I also was trying a lot of plugins and a lot of new functionality. And I was really learning by doing, and I didn't want to jeopardize my RocketGirl Solutions website. So what I did was I got a hosting account for a couple dollars more a month that I could have multiple websites. I installed a second website in my account, and I took the domain. At the time, my last name was Wasser-test.com. And that was where I installed WordPress, and I would install things and uninstall them and, break it and fix it and all the things. And it was a really great way for me to learn. So because WordPress can be such a big deal, when you get in there, you want to protect yourself from working live, all right? Because that can be scary. The other thing that I did as I learned WordPress is anytime I learned some code, so I can't write CSS code, but I can sort of insert it, and it's not difficult to do once you learn how to do it. I kept a whole library of code so that if I wanted to create a 3-part footer, I knew exactly what to do, and I would just drop that code into WordPress and it would format my footer. So I wasn't searching over and over and over for the same thing. And I used Evernote to keep the code. Right, it's a sandbox, exactly. That's what that was. That test site was a sandbox. And I created an Evernote code library, and I was very specific in the titles so that I could search it, like code to create a 3-column footer on every page, like very, very specific. And I used that for a very long time. But I'll tell you, finding that code and finding code that works can be painful. So when you find it, do not just throw it over the edge, definitely capture it. So open the web hosting account. Keep in mind that you're likely, for your test site, you might not need this, but for your regular WordPress website, you're going to need an SSL certificate, and that's a secure socket layer. That's what that stands for, and it encrypts the data. Now, I'll tell you what that means. So when you have a URL that's HTTP:/, right, there is no SSL certificate. When you have an SSL certificate installed, it's HTTPS://. All right. So keep that in mind. And the reason you want it is to keep data safe. And also sometimes on certain browsers, if you don't have it installed, that big warning will come up, or you'll see the lock is unlocked up in the browser. So for your what do I want to call them? Your website viewers, you want to give them peace of mind and have this SSL. Okay. So definitely check that out. Okay. So open a hosting account. Now, the other thing I want to say is you don't need dedicated WordPress hosting. You don't need the expensive thing. You just need the $3 or $5 thing. Okay. So don't think that when you're checking out and getting WordPress that you need something to be more expensive. Okay. You do not. So pick a domain, right? So whatever your company is going to be called, register it, and then also go for that test domain, so that you can fool around in that sandbox. All right. And then install WordPress. It's really one click. It is so crazy. The first time I did it, I thought, wait, that can't be all of it. But it is. It's one click. You go into the cPanel, you click, and boom, it's installed. You log in and you're on your way. Okay. So it definitely is one click. And what I want you to do is I want you to focus on the native functionality. And what I mean by that is, you can put a lot of tricked out themes on top of WordPress, like what are those, like Elementor, I think is one of them. There's a couple of other, Beaver Builder. And that is initially how I learned how to use WordPress. There was something that doesn't exist anymore. That was a theme that you installed, and it made everything drag and drop. Ultimately, it made a mess. So if you can stick with the native functionality, you're going to be much better off, to do that. So learn the basics. Learn how to add a page to the navigation. Learn how to, change a picture. Check out the media library. There's a lot of information out there for sure. Now, I want to offer you an option that I do not think it just occurred to me. So I'm going to create a banner and give you the URL. Okay. All right. Now, if you want to learn WordPress and you want help with that, this is a template that my team and I have created. It's called doneforyouwebsiteinabox.com. And it is a WordPress theme that comes with videos. It's a course that teaches you all of the basics of WordPress. So if you want to get your WordPress website up in a fraction of the time, I'm talking, you could really do the whole installation in a couple of hours and then start customizing it with the videos so that you'll have a website you're proud of. But not only that, you'll have all the basic skills that you need to set up the website, to install WordPress, to install the SSL certificate, and to learn the basics. For example, you'll learn how to connect would be a better word, connect the website to your social media channels. You'll learn how to create a new page. You'll learn how to add pages and remove pages from the navigation. You'll learn the basics. You'll learn how to change out photographs and how to install a favicon, which is that little icon up at the top in the browser tab. So definitely check that out. I know some of you here today have likely used the Done For You website in a box, and it's very affordable, and it's rock solid. My team and I built it about a year or so ago, but it's recently been all updated. So check it out. All right. So any questions about this concept? The whole idea is to learn what you need in order to service your clients. Now, some of you are going to get into CSS and you're going to think this is a super cool thing to do. Others of you, like me, are going to say, I just want to maintain these websites. And, when you do that, for clients, like say that you have clients who do monthly newsletters, you can add the newsletter to the blog. You can update their headshots. You can put new testimonials. I have some clients who are speakers. I add new speaking engagements to their websites. So there's a lot of really copy and paste work that can be done in WordPress to make repetitive income with your clients by knowing the basics. Okay, good. All right, so this is great. All right, any questions you all have? I'd love to know. Just drop them in the chat. WordPress has really served me well. I like it. It's solid. If you want a good developer to help you, I have someone that can help you for sure. So Angela says, I have a client who uses WordPress. Where should I go to get an overview of how to do basic things? I don't use WordPress for my website. So what I would definitely set up a sandbox. I would definitely do that. There are WordPress courses out there. I'm a huge fan of kind of diving in, and if your client, I would find out what your client specifically wants you to do. So that's what I would find out first, because it could be as simple as let me just look at your comment again. It could be as simple as them explaining to you how they want it done. So first find out what they want. YouTube is a great place for sure. LinkedIn Learning, you can learn things there. You're a member of VA School. I will certainly help you during study hall if there are things that that you want to go over. If a client is specifically asking you to do something and you don't understand how it works, I will help you with that. So bring it to class for sure. We have done that. Oh, they want to add a page. Okay, good. Well, so let's talk about that for a second. So adding a page is really, you click add a page. That's it. And then we'll need to add it to the navigation. I can help you with that as well. We'll have to look at the theme that they have in the style sheet to see whether or not the formatting is going to come with that new page. That's the one tricky thing, but we'll know immediately. And and if it does, great. And if it doesn't, I'll explain what needs to be done. Okay, good. Okay, so definitely think about that sandbox, and just sort of monkeying around over there and figuring it out. All right, so before we go, I want to make sure everybody knows what's happening on Monday, and that is we are kicking off the Kickstart Your VA Business Training. I would love for you to come. We're going to have 5 days of specifically how to get your VA business started. So go over to vakickstart.com, sign up. We're going to talk about services you can offer. We're going to talk about how to talk about your work. We're going to talk about where the clients are hanging out so that they can, so it's going to be all about you hanging out in a specific place so the clients can find you. Okay, good. All right, so how does maintain, here's a question. How does maintaining the website differ from adding things to the blog? Well, maintenance of a website can mean a lot of different things. Maintenance of a website can be updating the plugins. It could be making sure that the website database is the latest version. It could be troubleshooting hackers. So it could be installing backup software and making sure that it's backed up. So that's something that my developer does for me on my RocketGirl Solutions website, which is different from adding text and updating pictures and things like that. So there's the sort of the back end piece of it, and then the what people see piece. So it's kind of like I'm trying to think of an analogy. It's kind of like I maintain my car by putting oil and wiper washer fluid and gas, and I vacuum it out, but my mechanic fixes the stuff in the back, so it's kind of like that. Yeah, simple content changes. That's right. Those are the things that I do, and those are the things that you'll learn with the Done For You website in a box. So check that out for sure. It's there are 5 different themes that you can choose, and there's 5 different color schemes of the theme that you can choose, and it's a quick way to get an overview of WordPress, to get your website up quickly. And since it's a course, you can refer back to it over and over and over when you want to make changes to other people's sites. Okay, Good. All right. So definitely jump into the Kickstart Challenge if you haven't joined us before. I would love to have you, or if you want to join us again, it's a great way to get some energy up. Okay. Good. So everybody, I'm Belinda Sandor, Rocket Girl, signing off for now. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your interest in this topic, and I will see you soon. All right. Bye for now.